Good morning, and welcome all my friends to Together on the Porch with me, Diane Allen. Today we're going to talk about change and timing. They kept coming up over and over in my walk this morning. So grab a beverage, hang out with me on the porch, and let's talk about change and timing. Now, my beverage of this morning is some beautiful, wonderful, pure ice water. Like often I have some kinds of teas or coffees, but I follow whatever my heart wants. Today, it's ice water. Nothing like nice cold water. So change is one of those words that so many people in the world push back on, argue about, don't like. And I've had times where I'm like, oh, I don't want to change anymore either. But I remember what Socrates said, and Socrates said, the only constant is change. So if we're going to embrace just life and the expansion of what's going on, we got to somehow make friends with change, whatever that would look like. So as we make friends with it, then now we can make things work in our way a little better. We can kind of be a little bit more fluid. We can be a little bit more flexible. We can let things happen that serve us better. So change was on my mind the moment I woke up this morning, and it's still on my mind, obviously, and it's been on my mind for the whole walk. And I think one of the reasons is because yesterday, and a little this morning, but yesterday it kind of started with the whole idea of timing when it comes to change. Now, there's a phrase, I can't remember who said it now, but it's one of my favorites. It's change before you have to. And we live in a culture, and a lot of the people I know don't make any changes in their life until they're up against the wall and it's a life or death situation, or it's a big deal. Then they'll reluctantly do just enough change to ease the problem, but not really take care of it. So like in all my years of working with people in addiction and stuff, and people would, they would stop using or doing the self-destructive behaviors just enough to get the law or the family off their back. So have you ever made any kind of change where you did just enough to ease the pressure, or just enough to get the people off your back who might have been encouraging you, but didn't really fully make the shift, right? That's what a lot of us do. And it's not all wrong, it's not bad, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, let's look at today, anyway, our timing on things. So if there is a change we want to make, is this the right time? Or maybe we wanted to have made the change a while ago and we haven't yet, and so we're feeling, oh my God, I'm late. Well, we can never be late. We are always right on time. The ego is what perceives late or early, right? So what do you want to change? Anything? Like I was talking to a couple clients yesterday, and it's like, well, it looks like they're going to be able to open their offices again, hopefully, maybe, kind of, in a couple weeks. And they've kind of adjusted to not going in every day. And so how are they going to prepare timing-wise for the ramp-up, right, of what's going to happen for themselves, their patients, their staff? It goes on and on and on. So what's the timing of things? How are you orchestrating your change and the timing of how you are adjusting to all of the world events that are certainly impacting you in your own being? You can't not be impacted by it. We're all impacted by it because we're all in it. So how are you handling it? And what changes are you making? Or are you one of those people who I also hear a lot go, I just can't wait to get back to the way it was. I just can't wait to get back to the way it was. Well, we're never going to go back to the way it was. That idea is a linear ego construct that's not even possible in any situation. Going back is not possible. We can reminisce, we can think about it, we can send our energy back there, which doesn't really serve us, but we could. But we can't go back and recreate the exact same thing again, because that's not how it works. So if we're all moving forward and we're embracing change and we're paying attention to our timing and how it all is going to be for us, that is where we have our choice, that is where our freedom is, that is where our happiness and joy emerge from, because we're the ones in charge of creating how it's going to look. Like I know I'm making some changes in how I do my day, you know, like I've always gotten up really early, and then I've done my meditation and my journaling and my exercise, and I think I'm changing up some of the order of that, because a couple of the days I didn't have a chance to meditate and journal before my exercise, and I did it later, and I kind of liked it a little later. So I might shift that up for a while, make that change, and allow the timing of what's going on around me to help support making a different kind of change. Because the world's always evolving. We're always changing. We're always evolving. It's okay to make a shift. It's okay to make a change. Perfectly okay. Because if you stay the same and do the same all the time, over time, as your soul and your system tries to grow and you're holding on to the old, you will become very irritated, angry, resentful, and that's gooky stuff. We don't want to feel that. No. And when we do feel it, it's a warning sign to go take care of something instead of getting in a negative space. So how are you adjusting your timing? Are you honoring the fact that maybe you might have been pushing like a machine just a little bit too much before, and it's time to be more gentle and compassionate and smooth your timing out? Are you realizing places where maybe sloth was sneaking in before because we had all these convenient external excuses, and when the external excuses go away, we realize that maybe we're secretly a little bit more slothful or a little bit more lazier than we'd like to believe we are, right? But we're distracted, so we don't really notice. Or maybe you've had a lot of really great divine ideas and really cool inspirations recently that you really want to see come forward, and so you start to do something with them, right? So the question is, what am I willing to do? And then what am I no longer willing to do, right? Like, how am I going to put all this together? So it's really kind of fascinating, actually. I think it's kind of fun because I have things like my books to write, and I have all these other creative ideas, and slowing down and breathing and kind of paying attention to the timing of making the change allows me more flexibility in how I play it out and what I choose to do or not do. And Charles Fillmore, who was a co-founder of Unity, when I was in seminary, I learned this story about him, and a phrase he used to say all the time. He used to always say, have lots of clarity, know exactly where you're going, and always reserve the right to change your mind. So you can go full speed at something and be on it, and today be the most inspired human after a thing, and then later on down the road, if you change your mind, it's perfectly fine. Because whatever's going on in your mind is what you're bringing into the world. And you may change your mind. You might. You might not. And you might change a little. It's all okay. There's no wrong answer. The better question is what I'm doing serving the highest good of all concerned? All includes me, the person asking the question, right? So is what I'm doing serving the highest good of all concerned? If the answer to that is yes, keep going. If the answer is I don't know, hold on a second, evaluate. If the answer is no, are you kidding me? Then make some changes. It's that simple. It's not is it right or wrong, is it good or bad? Those questions are way too black and white. The better question, the higher question is what I'm about to do, or is what I'm doing serving the highest good of all concerned? Is it serving the highest good for all concerned? And all includes me, the question asker. That's how I do it. I use that question all the time to just kind of decide how I'm going to move forward in what I'm doing. Because being a manifesting generator like me, I'm always creating ideas, one after the other, one after the other, one after the other. So it's important for me to really discern what is for the highest good of all concerned, and is what I'm doing really serving me first and everyone else, or not. You know, like including these Facebook Lives every single day, 9 o'clock. I get up and I get all pumped up to come hang out with you guys on my porch, right? And does it serve? If it's not serving, then I'll change my mind. Not because it's wrong or bad or good or whatever, but because if it's not serving, find something that serves. If what you're doing isn't working, choose something that works. So one of the things I did yesterday, I think it was, yesterday I did it as a request. Actually, somebody requested this, and I said yes, and I did it. is if you go to my Diane A. Allen YouTube channel, where all the podcasts are and some other videos, there's a playlist of these live videos that I started on Monday here on my author page. The ones I did on my personal page, I won't be loading up there. But all of these videos are going to be loaded onto that YouTube channel so that we can go back and look at other ones, or if there's one that really means something to you, you can send that link to a friend or whoever it is, because I've had a lot of people say, oh my God, that really hit me, or oh, I want to share that, and they're not really sure how to share it off Facebook. So I decided that I would offer it out here in a place that was equally as public but sometimes more accessible. So I did that at a request for somebody. That was a change for me, and I had to think about the timing of how that was going to work and the way it was going to be, and kind of like what I could see the flow as when the request came in. Because you all know that when somebody asks me for something, if I can physically do it and it really works and it serves everybody, 99% of the time the answer is yes. Sometimes it's not right away, but I do whatever I can to serve whoever I can, whenever I can. And so that would help somebody. I put it on my YouTube channel. We'll see. It'll be kind of fun. And it'll be fun to kind of watch myself in the future, how I was thinking today, since all of these topics come to me walking the dog. It's kind of hilarious, right? So today is a day about paying attention to your timing. It's a day about paying attention to embracing and loving the idea of change, and understanding that the universe is always evolving, always moving forward. Things are always emerging from us. This is a comfortable, loving, warm, wonderful topic, rather than the lie we have all been taught that change is bad, or change is a problem, or change is wrong. That lie holds us back. The lie holds us back. So in these times where everything's shifting and moving and changing, some things for our will, some things we want to change, some things being imposed on us, some stuff just happening, all of this stuff going on, the better question is what I'm doing serving the highest good. And if you stay in that neighborhood, if you stay in that place, then no matter what's going on around you, that will not affect you, because you will have such an inner calm that in the midst of the storm, you'll be that eye in the hurricane. You won't be whipping around at 120 miles an hour. You'll be the calm, focused eye of the hurricane. So that's my message for today. I hope every single one of you is hanging out with me on my porch. Have some nice pure water today, right? Drink some really nice water. Nourish and love yourself with compassion and kindness and generosity. And always remember that from my heart to your heart, I see you and I love you. So have a great day. I will see you back here tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for more reflections from my walk with my dog. Be well, everybody.